Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So this is the first time we meet.
Yes. I had
How
to
are you
take
doing
mom to
today?
surgery last week, so I was
Oh,
not.
no. That's sad. I hope it went well.
She had her knee replaced and she's now in a nursing home for rehab, so
Oh my goodness, my
not liking
brother-in-law
life
had
right now.
that. That is not fun.
That's what she just told me this morning.
No, it's not fun at all to recover from that. Oh, I wish her the best. My
Yep.
goodness.
Hopefully she can walk better after this one, so that way she can have the other one done in 3 months. So,
No, she has to have both.
yep.
Oh,
He waited too long.
oh,
So,
no, goodness.
but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Goodness. Okay, so let's do some introductions. So I know Tosi was on your account, your project for just a little while, and then before that it was Jory, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I know Tosi wasn't on it for very long. Um, and then I started going through your system. And I started looking at some things that were done, and I know you stole a little bit from Marion.
Yep.
And so I was starting to go through that, and I saw some, and then basic, Ohio standard items, right?
Correct.
Um, so one thing I didn't see though, I didn't see any like requirements that you had put together. And so that was kind of the premise of this meeting was I wanted to make sure I documented all the requirements that you wanted. I went through your contract and I saw that you have food establishments, camp and pool, water and septic, and then you had nuisances.
Okay.
And then, so what I wanted to do is just kind of because another client of mine I was given as well from another PM.
Hmm.
And what I didn't have was like those little nuances of what did they want to see um, their, inspection forms to come out like, and what did they want it to look like? And then, where do they want their logo, anything like that? And maybe this doesn't always apply to you, but I just want to make sure we have those conversations and, document anything that you may want, just so I'm understanding what you want in the end, because I don't want to make any assumptions.
Okay. So, like, most of our items are state forms, so we don't
Hmm.
really have an option.
Okay.
Um, and that's why I think we were just going ahead and using like a different counties because they'd be using the same state forms. And then the only difference is where it would have their county name, it would just be switched over to ours and our logo.
Okay. So let me go over this document. I'm going to share this real quick.
Okay.
And then I'll just document these items. Okay. Okay, really quick. So you get HS Cloud, you get HS Touch, which is the mobile item. You get reporting, you get ad hoc and standard reports, which you were just talking about. You had an issue with those. You get myhealthdepartment.com, which is our online citizen portal. And you'll get what the inspection results are and then any applications on there as well. Data conversion, hosting and technical support, training virtual unless on-site is requested. Is that your understanding as well?
I think so.
Okay. And then programs, like I just said, um, and you'll have form builder with training, violation library, program and permit manager, navigation categories and pages. And then you'll have standard user manuals and videos. And this kind of goes what I'll send this to you as well. So I won't read through everything. Okay, so you'll get address manager, establishment, permit manager, contact manager. As far as permits go, are those standard as well?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And are those the same? They're food, camp, pool, water, septic?
Yep.
Okay. And then contact manager, inspection manager, and these are all the ones for that, and they're standard Ohio.
That is correct.
Okay. And your logo does not go on those.
Um, uh, I I would have to look. I guess I've never
See,
paid attention.
here
Um,
is one.
so nope, or it does not go on that one.
Okay.
I was thinking there were a couple of them on the permits it does, and then it has the state logo in the other side because we had issues when they brought over Marion's. It just kept having Marion's logo on it.
That might
It was
be,
just
I
a
kind of looked at a couple of them. The body art. Yeah, so this
that
one
one.
does. Okay, so these do have your logo on them.
Yeah,
Okay. Is there anything else you can do that's specific on these? Let's look on.
it's pretty much state format. I think the only difference is our health commissioner's name on there and then our logo.
Do you need a signature on here as well? Or just the name?
Just the name's fine.
Okay. Is there anything that should go in this box?
I think that's the license number, which appears as the receipt number or something like that. I think that's how they were organizing those.
Okay. And then the operator, that is the contact.
Yeah, that should come over. See, I was
Okay,
also
like,
having problems when I was trying to go in with the body art one. And so I didn't know if that one just wasn't completely done or if it didn't pull over because it wasn't a body art permit. But there was nowhere on there to make it a body art on the one that I tested at least. But
oh, that is a good point here. Like, how do you know? Okay, so the program here is food.
so that one does come up now. The one I tested this morning wouldn't.
Okay, so I should not pick body art. Oh, okay. That's weird that you can select body art
I
for this.
agree. And they told us that's just how it is.
Okay. So I should be able to fit because this is food and this is commercial. Which one should I select?
The RFE, so the one above and to the right. Yep.
And everyone knows that?
Everyone that works in our program here does,
Okay,
because
good.
there's only three of us.
Good. Okay. So then, okay, so for this license number is this permit number.
Yes.
Okay, that should go there. Audit number is where?
That's a great question. I know one of them was going to be the receipt number, so that way it wouldn't be issued until it was paid for, and that's how it
Okay.
was able to track it back.
Okay. So that should be the receipt number. This is why we do this. This helps me. Okay. So for this, let me copy that and put it in a document.
Okay, I'm pretty sure in the old program, the license number always stayed the same. And then the audit number would switch every year.
Okay. And then let's see if I change this to mobile food. Let's see. Let me just go back and do a mobile food if there's one created here. I notice you don't have things to search for that I would add here. So I'm gonna add that. Okay. So if I didn't do commercial,
Okay, they should all be commercial anyway, so that one shouldn't make a difference. It's just whether they're under or over. We only have one over, so they're all pretty much going to be that.
okay, so there would be none other that wouldn't be RFE.
They're either FSO or RFE.
So can you tell me which one would be FSO?
All of those would be.
Okay. Okay. So same thing here. These two are the same.
Yep.
And everything else looks correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when would you have this food license application?
For every single one when they renew in February.
Okay.
And those are also state forms.
And do you need to know when they're catering or seasonal?
They usually mark those. I don't know why. Well, okay, so it's if different. So I'm not really sure why the name came up, but nothing else did on the bottom part.
Yeah, so that looks like a mapping issue right there. Okay, let's see what we have here. We don't have a signature box, so there would be no signature here.
So they all get mailed out and they mail them back. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So I don't. know if we were going to have the online version to where they fill those out, or if they were still just we print them out, mail them, and they mail them back with the signature.
Okay, so for my health department, they were just gonna have applications and copies of um, inspection reports. So let's see. So with permits, you can email them.
Okay.
So that's a possibility.
And then they print them out, mail them in,
Hmm.
or can they, I
They
guess they,
can email them back if they want to your address.
okay. They would still have to send the payment anyway. So
Hmm.
I think that's why we've never really used the email option. Just because if we mail them, we have proof that, well, I guess we still don't have proof that we mailed it. So it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, so you can send it via email and they can send it back um, via mail
Okay.
if you want, if that makes your process easier. Okay, but it looks like we have an issue with that. Do we need to put anything down here?
We fill that out physically as well when it goes in the file.
Okay.
So a lot of times the like that middle section, the mailing address for renewal,
Hmm.
it's if it's different. So if it's the same as above, normally nothing's in there. So I don't know why the name came over, but nothing else. So I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that one actually had a different address to mail it to.
Yeah, it looks like it's the
That one's
same.
going to that place. So I don't know why just the name came over.
Do you want it to duplicate that and put it down here?
It can or it doesn't have to because it is the same as above. So we don't really need it down there.
Okay. I think just for confirming wise, don't you think it should be down there? Or what do you think?
Either way is fine. Like we don't really use it for anything besides the mailing. So the old system allowed us to print off mailing labels so that way we could send them out yearly. But we were
Hmm.
told that this system would not allow that, which is going to make it difficult. So I didn't know if there was any way yet that they've been able to work on that or fix it, or if we can just save the copies of the old one and then just physically put in on a spreadsheet the new ones as they come along.
Okay, let me check on the mailing labels. Was Tosi checking on that for you?
I think that was back with Jory.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was a while ago.
Okay, so we won't pull that down here if it's already up here and it's not, it's the same address.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now let's go on to, I know this is a lot, and I know you've probably gone over this with other people. I just want to make sure
Nope, I'd
we've,
rather get it done correctly.
okay, I just want to make sure we've talked about it and we make sure we know what all our requirements are. Okay. Okay, so this is body art. license number over here. And then operator is your contact, but it
Yes.
should be owner, right? Let's see if this works. I'm just going to make sense of them. Okay, good.
That worked.
Yay. Okay, does this not have a zip code? Where is this address coming from? Okay, I see it here. It has the zip code, so I'm wondering why it's not pulling.
Mhm. Well, that and on her address it had North Carolina and this one's Ohio. So
That
the
is weird, huh?
town is different. Or the state, I guess.
I'm just documenting things.
Okay.
Okay. Campground. Oh, did I get the right one?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, that's an interesting box. Do Are we supposed to have something where we can check these boxes?
I'm assuming they would check them when they fill them in.
Okay. So this is one of those that you mail?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Are we supposed to have the fees here?
It should.
Okay.
That's why I'm wondering if there was a fee on the one that you had pulled up, like if a fee had been put in yet.
On which one?
On the example that you pulled up for the carry conservation, I don't know if there was a fee on the actual application, like on, yeah, on there.
On this
On
one?
there. Yep. Like I think since they had paid their fee last year, I don't think there's a fee associated with it at the current time, and that's why it wouldn't pull over.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So there's no outstanding fee.
Correct, and that's probably why it
Oh,
didn't pull it over,
okay.
is my guess.
Is this a renewal one?
Yes.
Okay. Already did.
So that one's a state form that we physically fill out as well. But it looks like the audit number and the permit number both pulled over.
No logo on this one.
Nope, that's a state form. That's all theirs.
Is anything supposed to be in these fields?
We sign them physically, so nope.
Okay. Wow, that's a short form.
Well, it's a 3-page form. That's the second page.
Okay. And you don't need the other pages?
Um, like they physically filled them out in our office, so I don't know if that was one that we planned on scanning in and putting it in that way.
Okay. So I'm gonna, who should I ask? Should I wait till Molly,
Well, she's just gonna push it back on me anyway. So,
the private water permit?
I'm assuming that's the only one, unless Marion County got it approved through the state. So I know that the state had been very picky on what forms we were allowed to use because it had to be exactly like they had it. And there was a big fight between Marion and the state, and we were letting him fight that out versus getting in the middle of it.
Okay.
So if it's on Marion's, then we can use it because it's the same state form. If it's
Okay.
not, then we don't.
Okay. Let me ask Melissa. Is this also part of private water?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Do you need any of this information in the system?
Yes. So if it's on the example one that because we only have test ones for this program on here. Um, so if we put it in the test example, it should have come over. And I think we were having issues on that one, and then things stopped.
Okay. So private water, so well log number.
So it's probably more towards the bottom where all that information's at. Yeah, there is no well log number in there.
Okay. Date received. I feel like these need to be split out a little differently because this looks like it belongs to this. Okay, that didn't pull over. Okay, we have attachment. See, people are watching me. This is what happens. You can't type in front of anyone. Do you have that problem too?
I use that button to check my spelling all the time.
This should be a yes or no question. Okay, it is. Okay, so it looks like I'm just going to make sure everything's, mapping correctly.
Yep.
And then let me save this real quick and I'll just, again. Okay, so far it looks pretty good. Okay, I'm just gonna double check all that. I've already seen a couple mapping issues, so. And then where your logo is not there and on the permits, I'll put your logo there. Because it shouldn't say Ohio, right? It should say your
Or
logo.
the water one should say Ohio. The food
Water,
one,
okay.
yeah, anywhere there's an Ohio logo should just stay as is. Anywhere there's a Marion logo should be ours.
Got it. Okay. Is this, do you need this?
So that was where we were confused. She had taken Marion's sewage program for us to test.
Okay.
Oh, I think Jory did like many months ago. We had tested it, didn't like it. I sent her our forms, and then they said something about a different Ohio county had a better one, so she was going to give us that one. And then there was a state approved one that they were working on, so she was going to give us that one. And then I don't know where it ever ended up. So I was testing those today, and that's where I got stuck because a lot of it was still Marion's information and it had a lot of signature boxes that we aren't going to use. And so I didn't know if they were still working on the Ohio one or if that was the water program because we were working on both of them at the same time.
Okay. So that was septic, right?
Yes.
And as far as septic goes, give me a little bit of background as to what you need for septic.
For the septic, we have a lot of information that is stored through HDIS, which is what we're currently using, that I didn't want to lose when we switched over. So we asked if we could make it so that those would all come over. And then they said maybe. And then we're working on a state program instead. So that way the reports would all show up. Because she said that if we did it the way that we wanted it, none of the reports would be able to be pulled from the program that we have to do quarterly.
Okay. And did you provide her the information? Like, are these state specific reports?
They are state specific reports that all Ohio counties would have on their system
Okay.
or would need on their system, I guess.
Okay.
So I assumed Van and Marion County was working on those as well.
I'm wondering why they don't have a standard sewage um, setup. That would be my question. So I haven't worked on Ohio before. I've worked on Washington, which is a standard, and then I worked on another state too. But Ohio is new to me, so I've been working with Melissa, who's on Marion, to
Okay.
understand some of the standards for Ohio. So I'm trying to get up to speed.
So I
So
think
that's
Marion and there's another county in Ohio that was kind of taking control of those as well. Um, and we were just stealing stuff from both of those. So that way we didn't have to reinvent the wheel since they already did it.
okay.
Um, so I think we were pushing sewage off last, waiting to see if they were going to make a statewide system first before we put a lot of effort into it.
Okay, I know they did. Let me see really quickly.
I know that we had uploaded a lot of our forms and things on the Monday.com. Um, then it stopped.
Hmm. Okay, so that was your board, right?
Yes.
Hmm. That's like these applications.
It would be under sewage. Septic reports down under upload reports.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking these are actual reports.
So those were that's what we currently use with HGIS. We were trying to continue to gather all that same information so that way it would continue over.
Okay, so this would be data that you actually need in the system,
Yes.
obviously, to create the reports.
And I know that we gather a lot of additional information that's not necessarily needed on the state reports. Um, we were hoping to keep it, but if not, then it is what it is.
And every single one of these fields is required that you have to have in the system. Do
No.
we? Okay.
Um, I think we made an Excel spreadsheet with all of the columns and like the drop down options. I don't know where that ended up. Yeah, that looks like it's it. So I guess we did for water, not septic.
Okay. So we'll need to do that for septic.
And then the water one turned into a statewide one that's not its own, um, I guess tab. It got moved in with all of the other establishments. And they said they had to do that because of the reports.
Yeah, we have to go through all this for a report. And then that helps us know if we have to add any fields to the system, which sometimes we get that just from the forms we have to map.
Right.
Okay, so we'll do this with septic too. And that'll help me know what you need for that septic. Or septic here or sewage. I mean, do you call it sewage or do you call it septic?
They're interchangeable.
Okay. Do you need temporary events?
Yes. So I was working on that one this morning, and we did notice that the temporary permits still have Marion County's logo on them or name at the bottom of it,
Okay.
and that the license holder wasn't showing up on the permits.
Okay.
That was for the food one though, at the camp. I didn't test the camp one. I think Molly had already done that a couple times.
I'm wondering if it will be this one. Okay.
I think it
Looks
was at
like,
the very bottom of that page. It had Marion Public Health. Nope, right there.
oh, right there. And you're allowed to put, is this the same number?
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah. So that was the argument between the state and Marion County because they wouldn't let him use the forms, but he needed to use the forms because this is the program he was using. And so I think he just went ahead and did it and put the date. And then I'm pretty sure they went ahead and approved it, or it is approved now. So I'm not sure why that's on there. That'd be a question to ask for whoever's over Marion County,
okay,
whether we need that on there or not.
got it. And okay, thinking of data, have you already done a data load?
Um, yes, a while ago.
So
That's
you
probably
have you only done one?
yes, I think.
Okay,
We've
I'll
been
check on
testing
that.
it since then.
Okay, and have you found any issues?
We would find issues, they'd fix them, and then we'd move on to the next one. So
Okay.
I don't know
Do
why
you feel
that's
like you're complete?
the food I think was in decent shape, but I think that was the first one we started working on. And then we kept adding on and changing things on the food every now and then. And then we
Is
take a break and then somebody else and then take a break. So it's
okay,
confusing on where things were left.
got it. Okay. Um, let let's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through your forms, make sure everything's mapped the way it should be. Do an overview of them. Have you gone through your invoicing fee schedule?
That's what Molly was working on. And I'm pretty sure they did. Because I know that she had recently gotten all the fees in with Tosin and then
Okay,
it stopped.
okay,
So I don't know if they were done testing those because they were in the middle of that part of it.
okay. So let me ask this really quick because I do not know. What are each of your roles?
So she's a director and she was working on the fees. And then I do the inspections and issue all of the permits.
And then who's the final decision maker?
Technically, she is. I'll put it on her.
And then who's the person that is actually, I think I know the question to this or the answer to this. Who's the person that actually like does everything?
I will be the one in the system the most.
Okay. So you're my go-to person for the most part.
Probably yes.
But does she need to know what's going on at all times?
Yes. If I win the lottery and leave, she needs to know how to pick things up.
Okay. Is there anyone else that is part of this project?
As of right now, no. Lydia needs to be because she's the one that does most of the food inspections, but we haven't brought her in yet. I think Molly wanted to get it all set up first and then get her trained on it.
Who will be admins in the system?
I would prefer to have all three of us in there, but like on the current system, it's just me. Like on the old health space.
Are you planning on keeping your a version of your note system for history?
If we can, mainly because well, we will get audited by the state and we have to have the last 3 years to show them.
Okay. Just a note there that you can keep it as history because there's a lot of things just are not one to one between notes and HS Cloud.
Okay.
Um, so it is best to keep your note system. Just realize there's not going to be updates. But yet you definitely can keep notes. So one thing that I think notes clients struggle with is they think they can take everything from notes and put it into HS Cloud. And that's not the case because they're not built the same.
Gotcha.
So I know clients think, oh, we'll just take everything from notes and put it over. So I think you know that when you do an inspection, right, you have to go and print that inspection. So you can't just take your printed inspections and put them into notes or into HS Cloud. And we can't recreate all of your inspections, your former inspections into HS Cloud because those are totally different print forms setups than what we currently have in HS Cloud. We may be taking forms that you have, but the way that they're set up in HS Cloud is completely different than notes. Does that make sense?
As long as
Oh,
we can still get the information that we have to pull for the state, then that's fine.
okay.
Because we
I
did
just
notice
wanted to
recently,
explain that.
well, we did notice recently that it's no longer available on the website like it used to be.
Oh, okay.
And so I think they were wanting us to get this up so that way the inspections would be back on the website, but I don't want to rush it and have to worry about figuring this stuff out very quickly if we don't need to.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to spend some time on your question about the report. Hopefully, I have access to your reports. If not, I'll give myself access. Okay. Which report was it?
Um, I, I wasn't able to get into the report, so that wasn't it. No, I'm trying to
Oh,
figure out what I was talking about. Um, okay, the sewage program. How did I get back to it? It was
okay.
on, yep, the sewage tools at the top. No, it was in the sewage program, but if we aren't even going to be using the sewage program, then I guess it wouldn't matter. I think it was on the
This abandonment permit
probably
report?
possibly.
Okay.
And then no, it wasn't on that one.
No.
It was on. Wait, let me get there. Nope, not that one either. Mm, hmm.
Let me go back.
Nope.
So you're in permit manager and you're looking at household sewage treatment systems.
I don't know where that was on because that was coming up as an error retrieving data. So it might have been under the HSTS PTI application.
Okay. So let me show you how to look for
Yeah, it was that
this
right
really
there.
quick. Okay. So if you go under admin tools and you go to permit type manager, um, and let's see, permit type. Wait, what was that? Can't remember now. What was the name of that?
Probably HSTS,
What was it? The long name of it?
the household sewage treatment systems.
Yes, thank you. Hmm. I don't know why it's coming up. This is the one, household. Okay, so it doesn't have any associated permits with it. That's why it's not showing any permits.
Okay.
So it looks like, so these are your programs, and it looks like there's no actual permits associated with this program. So typically what we do is we'll say, okay, tell me, these are the programs, and we'll typically ask you for like a list. So we'll go, and I have a document that says, okay, here's your programs, and then here's your permits. So I'll say, okay, you have food, and these are your permits. One, two, I can't even type. One, two, three, four, associated with food. And then you'll go, okay, so this is body art. And I think you did that on some of them already. But if that one doesn't have any permits associated with it. That's why you don't have any in the drop down.
Okay.
Do you want me to send you my template? It's just pretty much this. It's programs and permits, and you would just list the programs and any permits associated with it. If you
Um,
want,
maybe.
you could put it on the board.
Okay,
Does that help?
maybe.
Maybe.
It depends if we were going with a statewide form or statewide system with the sewage. And then,
Okay. Okay, let's figure out what we're doing with sewage and then we'll go from there.
okay.
Okay. Okay, anything else that you can think of? If you do think of something that you want to talk about on next meeting, or even if something comes up between, like you just said, like on this, I can't find anything in this drop down, please feel free to reach out to me. I just anytime. And then if you could think of anything you want to talk about on the next meeting, just let me know too.
Okay, that works.
Okay? It
Sounds good.
was great to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good week.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.